all right, so the penguin, opening shot of the series has penguin looking out in the world, the destruction of the world.
Yes.
What was the challenges for you, kind of, because you had to set up this whole new version of Gotham?
Yes. So both the opening and closing shots of episode 1 start from above and crane down, and then we crane up at the end. We did not shoot it with any cranes. We shot it the camera's level, and we only decided in post, like, wouldn't this be a great way to bookend the episode in the series? So we had to digitally recreate the whole environment to give us this nice 3D moving through the city, which, happens. Some might say, like, oh, well, why didn't we plan for it? It's an organic process, right? As we edit, as we feel out the tone, we discover things in post, and as a visual effects supervisor, I try to accommodate and suggest, hey, if you guys are thinking this, why don't we try it? And it's my job to bring it to fruition.
I like one of the shots I really liked, flood, water.
Yes.
When we actually see Victor, the family die. Water's always difficult.
Yes.
What was the challenge in that? Because you have this massive thing, we're seeing the flood, but we're also seeing from a character point of view.
Yes.
Blending real and then I don't want to say the action, but
Sure.
action of the flood.
Yeah. The sequence was, we storyboarded the whole thing, every shot, because one is just a critical, that scene, Victor's whole story arc pivots on that scene. Because if you don't feel what he's feeling in that scene, he has no point of view for the rest of the show.
Right, yeah.
So as a viewer, we knew how important it was. To get the viewer in Victor's shoes. So we made every shot only what he could have seen. So instead of showing each of the bombs as these big one-off shots, we kind of obscured them behind buildings and things, so there's only what this kid could have seen. No dramatic camera moves, just making it something that felt human and felt real, that his helplessness of not being able to help his parents, help his family, is reflected that by the fact that we're only in one position, that we can't go anywhere with Victor.
One of the shots is after the penguin's lair blows up. Sophia, you not naughty girl, blows up. We see the aftermath in the city, like a real bombed out city, which felt more real to me. What was the process of creating that look? Because it seemed like you really wanted to make something that felt more genuine and real, but it also had a lot of visual effects, of course.
Yeah. Initially, that scene was not scripted to be shown. It was meant to happen off camera. Oz was meant to duck and hide in a tunnel, and then we see the aftermath of what had happened. So in the edit process, I kind of felt like maybe they did want it, we just thought we couldn't afford to do it, or we didn't have the resources. So I put a really rough version together. We called it a temp effect, where I just cobble it together so the editor has something to work with to see what would it be if we saw the car explode? What would it be if we cut to an aerial shot seeing the sinkhole form? And that helps the editors, helps us envision it, and we ultimately said, we love it, let's go for it. So we created those shots just from other pieces of footage that we had, and digitally created the explosion.
But I think it changed everything, because now we understand his point of view much more. We needed that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, in television we often try to rely on other processes to not show things too much because it's more about the writing. But I think that was one of those cases where we just had to take it in and see the scale of it, see how it added to the degree of how far will Sophia go by showing the magnitude of that explosion.
Yeah, and she does like to poison her family, so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So overall, the whole entire show. We have students that watch the show. What scene do you think are you most proud of? Something like, I can't believe we pulled this off. You should take a look at it. If you're trying to tell students, like, to look at something like, really, it could be even a small moment. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Here's a small moment. Is episode 7, end of episode 7. We're in the flashback, and we're visiting the jazz club at night. Very critical scene for young Oz and his mother. We never shot a nighttime exterior of the club. It just was something we never got, and now the edit needed it. So what do we do, right? We can't reshoot this. We can't bring all the actors back. So I got my visual effects team together in our office just with a pop-up green screen to shoot ourselves as patrons of the club, and took a daytime plate of the outside of the club, used VFX to make it nighttime, and then we composited our visual effects crew as the patrons of the club standing outside of it. And it was one of those, you have your big expensive effects, and then you have the things that we made in our kitchen. And visual effects really isn't about having all this money. It's really just being creative to what can we do with string and scotch tape to make the story work.
And small, it's like you said, small effects can change the movie.
Yeah.
And that's was really special about it.
Yeah, so it's a simple shot, and the people you see are actually visual effects crew members, and it is just needed to get us to that story point.
Yeah.
And because of that, it works really well.